Hey guys, welcome back to Food Tech Journey. So today we are going to discuss about classification and structure of lipids, its transitivity, polymerization and polymorphism. So without wasting time, let's start. So, what are lipids? These are the organic solvents which are not soluble in water, right? So, these are soluble in non-polar solvents like chloroform, carbon disulfide, benzene and ether. Do you know why these are not soluble in water? This is because of the fatty acids which contains aliphatic hydrocarbon chains. These are combined with proteins like lipoproteins or carbohydrates like lipopolysaccharides, as you have heard about these in my previous lectures about proteins and carbohydrates, right? So let's move ahead to classification of lipids. Lipids can be classified as simple and compound lipids. For simple lipids, these are fatty acids, or you can say fats, which are ester of fatty acids with glycerol, which is called as triglycerides, and bases with monohydroxy alcohol. Next we have compound lipids. These are phosphoglycerides, phospholipids, carotenoids and lipids. These also functions as vitamins or hormones. Next we have, what are the role of lipids? These act as fuel molecules, or you can say storage fuel. These stores energy, and stored. The energy is called as metabolic energy, which is stored in concentrated form in adipose tissue, right? And it provides metabolic energy. 1 gram of fat gives more than twice, which is 9 kcal energy as proteins and carbohydrates, because fats are highly reduced than proteins and carbohydrates. It supplies around 20 to 30% of total calorie requirement, right? As you can see here, right? Fats can be stored in anhydrous forms, while glycogen, which is a stored polysaccharide, it can be stored as in heavily hydrated form. And when body intakes extra, then these fats get stored in adipose tissue for the calorie requirement, right? Do you know that carbohydrate and proteins can be converted into fat when energy and growth requirements have been satisfied, while fatty acids cannot be converted into proteins or carbohydrates. Next, we are going to discuss about fatty acids and its types. So, what are fatty acids? These are long chain carboxylic acids. It can be written like this: CH3, CH2, COOH. Actually, here N is present, which refers to the size of chain, and could be 1, 2, and so on. These are linear, branched, and in cyclic form. Most natural acids contain even number of carbon atoms due to their mode of synthesis. Firstly, we are going to discuss about saturated fatty acids. Then we will discuss about unsaturated and essential fatty acids as well. Starting with saturated fatty acids. So, these are straight chains combining of 2 to 80 carbon atoms, or you can say molecule. Examples are butyric, which is a tetraenoic structure, and caprolic. So, do you know, if we will combine around 24 carbon atoms, then waxes will be formed. And if lower number of molecules, that is around 4 to 10, if 4 to 10 members of these carbon atoms are combined, then milk fat is formed. Most common acids are lauric, palmitic, myristic and stearic. Next we have unsaturated fatty acids. These are combined by 1 and 6 double bonds, and these usually have, remember this, these usually have methylene group between the double bonds, right? These have methylene group between double bonds. And you have heard about configuration, right? These are of two types, trans and cis. The unsaturated fatty acids are in cis configuration. So here we have the concentration for fats and oils with their sources. You can see olive oil, it have oleic acid which is in the 75% concentration. For safflower seed oil, linoleic acid 60 to 80%. For linseed oil, linolenic acid. People usually gets confused between linoleic and linolenic. So do remember this. It is present in linseed oil and it is present in safflower seed oil. And also remember the concentration. Linolenic have 50 to 60% and linoleic have 60 to 80%. And about animal sources, it contains arachidonic acid. It is in very trace amount. Next we will discuss about essential fatty acids. One more point about arachidonic acid, that it is a component of phospholipids. Okay. Next we have essential fatty acids. So these are linoleic acid and other unsaturated fatty acids formed. So these are referred as essential fatty acids. These have more than one double bond. So these are polyunsaturated and these are derived from one bond, right? One double bond. Linoleic acid, as you have heard, this linoleic acid and other unsaturated fatty acids, these are derived from these, right? So linoleic acid maintains animals in healthy conditions because animals are unable to desaturate oleic acid to linoleic acid. So latter should be supplied in diet from plant sources, right? So do remember that. Now we are going to discuss about triglycerides. These are acyl derivatives of alcohol. Their position is indicated by triglyceride. The position can be indicated by the term SN. It is present, which is called a stereospecifically member of. For example, triglyceride containing palmitic, oleic and stearic acid residues in position 1, 2 and 3 of glycerol. This is example of triglyceride if you want to understand how the position is indicated, right? Next, natural triglycerides are mixture of mixed triglycerides. Do remember this, right? Next, we are going to discuss about physical characteristics of fatty acids. They don't have sharp melting point. They have a melting range, okay? And for confectionery purpose, as you can see here, confectionery purpose like fats with sharp or narrow range melting point is required. For shortenings, broad or gradual melting range is required. And specific heat of fats increases with increasing unsaturation of fatty acids. Do remember this, specific heat of fats increases with increasing unsaturation of fatty acids. And about viscosity, viscosity increases with an increase in the average chain length of fatty acids in triglycerides. Viscosity increases with an increase in the average chain length of fatty acids in triglycerides and decreases with increasing unsaturation. Right? It should be considered while designing system for fats. And knowledge of density. It is also an important characteristic to determine solid liquid ratio, which is done by NMR spectroscopy, that is nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. And for example, for oil dressing of, you can say for salad dressing, the cold test, that is ice bath test to check cloudy appearance of the oil. There are many tests to check the density of the lipids. Next, we have refractive index. So refractive index increases with increasing chain length of fatty acids to control the process during hydrogenation. Next, what is polymorphism? It definitely occurs in different crystalline forms like carbon, tristearine. Substances occurs in different crystalline forms. For example, existence of carbon in common black form or diamond. You must have heard about it. Tristearine exists in 3 forms. As I told you about tristearine, it exists in 3 forms. First is at 53 degrees Celsius. Right? 53 degrees Celsius. Another at 64.2 and 71.7 degrees Celsius also. Polymorphs differs in X-ray diffraction patterns and infrared spectra also. X-ray analysis is packing density of molecules, while infrared spectroscopy is subcell packing. Right? It also permits formation of proper polymorphic form, which is called as damping, and it depends on incorporation of air, plasticity, consistency and solid liquid ratio, which is called as shortening. For example, vegetable oils, their volume, texture, tenderness of baked products. Next, we are going to discuss some reactions of fats. We will discuss about stability and instability first. Then we are going to discuss about rancidity, which have hydrolysis, oxidation, lipolysis, antioxidant, etc. So, starting with stability. Stability of fat to maintain a fresh taste or odor during storage. It depends on presence of agents like which causing oxidation like pro-oxidants, or some which are preventing oxidation like antioxidants, and storage methods determine stability. Stability also depends on the composition of lipids. Fatty acids with substantial unsaturation are unstable. Okay, example can be vegetable fats are more stable than animal fats. Next, we are going to discuss about rancidity. So in rancidity, we will discuss about hydrolysis, lipolysis and oxidative rancidity. Starting with hydrolysis. This is undesirable flavor and odor of ester linkages. These hydrolyzed and yields fatty acids. Hydrolysis is catalyzed by acids, bases and enzymes. Now coming to lipolysis. It can be also referred as hydrolytic rancidity or lipolytic rancidity. It degrades quality of food by releasing fatty acids. Smoke point of a fat is seriously depressed due to lipolysis. Foods fried in such oils exhibit cracked surfaces. It is caused during cooking and frying. It increases the tendency of browning and increased fat absorption. Next, we have oxidative rancidity. When fats comes in contact with air, you can say oxygen, it reacts with oxygen, producing products with undesirable characteristics like off flavor, off odor. Large number of intermediates are formed and their condensation products leads to rancidity, and it is promoted by light, heat and ionizing radiations. The mechanism is simple. Mechanism of oxidative rancidity have three steps. First is initiation, then propagation, and then termination. So, in initiation, formation of free radicals occurs. Then in propagation, free radical chain reaction occurs, and in termination, formation of non-radical products which causes off flavor and off odor. And about another term which is referred as antioxidants. Give me a second. Antioxidant. So does anybody knows here what are antioxidants? As I told you that antioxidants prevents oxidation. So these are substances that are added to fat. These are substances that is added to fats to retard the oxidative breakdown of fats, and thus these prevents spoilage of foods. These should be fat soluble. For example, you have heard about ascorbic acid, right? Or tocopherols, right? So without wasting time, let's move to our another topic, which is polymerization. Polymerization are unsaturated fatty acids which undergo polymerization owing to heat, oxidation, and presence of free radicals or polar catalysts. Due to heating of fats and oils, molecular weight, viscosity, refractive index, and color can change due to polymerization. Next we will discuss about phospholipids. These differs from triglycerides. As we have discussed about triglycerides before, these are the lipids. So they differ from triglycerides in that one of the terminal hydroxyls of glycerol is esterified with phosphoric acid and the other two hydroxyls of fatty acids. I am repeating again that they differ from triglycerides. As I told you about this SN term, right, before. So what happens here is, what is SN? SN is the stereo specifically membered, right? The position indicated by triglyceride, which are the acyl derivatives of alcohol, right? So what is happening here, that it differs in that one of the terminal hydroxyls of glycerol is esterified with phosphoric acid and the other two hydroxyls of fatty acids. Acids in position 2 are usually highly unsaturated and position 1 are saturated. Got it? The phospholipid containing choline is known as lecithin. It is a very good emulsifier. For example, can be egg yolk, which is rich in lecithin and is used for making emulsions. It transports other lipids in bloodstream. It can also be complexed as lipoproteins on natural state. Next we have lipids in food. So there are two types of fat. First one is visible fat and second is hidden fat. Visible fat like butter, cooking oils, vanaspati, margarine, etc. And hidden fat like cereals, pulses, milk, cheese, vegetable, fruits, nuts, egg, etc. That is 60% of dietary fat. These also have some important roles in foods. For example, vitamin E acts as natural antioxidant. Which one acts as natural antioxidant? Vitamin E. These in human body, mixture of bile salts, fatty acids and monoglycerides and phospholipids helps to emulsify fat in the gut. Emulsifiers in food processing are monoglycerides, phospholipid and synthetic compounds. Lipids also contributes to flavor and aroma For example, butter, milk and cheese is due to the short chain fatty acids, and vegetables, cucumber and beans are good for oxidative enzyme breakdown. Lipids also have some harmful effects which causes denaturation and abnormal lipid metabolism. The cyclic fatty acids causes denaturation of stearic acid and oleic acid. And about abnormal lipid metabolism, the causative agent can lead to coronary artery disease. So, this is all about lipids. If you have any queries, post it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video.